What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we will look at where or who can use a number one wide receiver. We'll dibble around with a little bit of the NBA draft, and there's a little Commanders news to talk about. So, welcome to Saturday edition of First String Podcast. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go.
Yeah.
First String Podcast. Yeah. True Danny. Dre on the beat. You know. Yeah. What's your favorite squad? Tell me who you going with. First String Podcast. Yeah, we keep it lit. We got the latest updates. We don't pump fake. Like, comment, share. We don't care. Feel free to hate. We got great guests. Join us. You should chime in. Trudini on the intro for the time being. Lady A, representing Washington. Pick Washington, everything Washington. Mo coming out of Dallas, you know the business. Said, them Georgia Bulldogs ain't quitting. Yeah, if you ain't watching sports, you ain't living. About to get my mattress Mac on, about to pay the million. Let's talk about it. We all grown and cool, we can talk about it. Before we hit the news, we gon' talk about it. Oh, you wanna bet? Let's pop a bottle about it.
Welcome back to First String Podcast. Do not forget to like and subscribe to First String Podcast. Give us that good thumbs up. Hit the bell to enable alerts for new content, just like this. And also, the most important part of that whole thing is do not forget to tell a friend about First String Podcast. It could be a little beneficial to you later down the road. All right, so listen, I'm about to do a little something. I'm about to throw up a cash app for a special birthday person. This Monday, Lady A has a birthday, and that's her cash app. So let's all celebrate her birthday on Monday by throwing not $1 but $2 into her cash app. Don't forget to say happy birthday when you send it and let her know y'all showing her a little bit of love and respect. And by the way, Lady A will not be with us today because it's her birthday weekend. So you know how that goes. Send her a little happy birthday wishes if you would, please, and thank you. Let's bring in my co-host number 2. Say it. What's good, man? How are you?
What's going on? Jingle. Holla, Lady A.
Yeah. Did you hit her up already? Say it, because I'm about to do it right now. I'm about to send it right.
Yeah.
I'm sending it
for sure.
right now.
You know how it is. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
I know it ain't till Monday, but happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday, right? That's all you. I mean, hey, what's a little $2 between friends?
Sure.
Oh man, it almost said happy anniversary, but that ain't what it was supposed to say. It's supposed to say happy birthday, happy birthday. So yeah, so I just hit her up myself. So there's a reason why we say $2 instead of $1. Can anyone guess? Bruce, what's good, man? How are you? The reason we say $2 instead of $1 for Lady A is because she wasn't by herself, was she? She has a twin sister. She has a twin sister. Lady A has a twin sister. All right. So I was wondering, I was like, man, have we ever been tricked by Lady A when we thought it was her and it was her twin sister? So HR's not in the building today, say it. That's the good thing. HR's not in the building. Aunt Mo.
My contacts then.
Yeah, oh yeah. So Aunt Mo will not be here today. Aunt Mo's on assignment.
Yep.
It was a scheduled day off for him. So you got the number 1 and number 2. You got Sid and Pick today. I hope y'all are ready, because don't tell Lady A we finna cut up. This will be a true OG classic for real. All right, say it. So this is who can use a number 1 wide receiver. Can you think of what team will be able to use the services of one DeAndre Hopkins?
I sure can.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me who.
Oh, the Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons could use
The
a
Atlanta
service, huh?
Falcons can use a D Hop on the squad.
Well, the question is, do you have the cap space? Said.
Do he want to win a chip or he want the money?
I mean, whoa. You talk about worst to first. Said. Y'all didn't make the playoffs last year.
Hey,
but this is a worst to first league.
I already told y'all we're gonna win a minimum of 10 games this year. We are going to the playoffs.
Hold on, Sid. You're moving around too much. You're shaking and bobbing and weaving on me. So I had to take us back out to this here graphics. Okay, so you saying a minimum of 10 games is what y'all are going to win.
If we don't win at least 10 games, it's a failure. This year is a failure by the head coach if we don't win a minimum of 10 games.
If y'all don't win a minimum of 10 games, what kind of changes would you see with a D-Hop on the field? Y'all are still just winning 10 games?
Then we need to find another offensive coordinator. The head coach can call plays no more. The head coach is also the offensive coordinator, just like Andy Reid.
Okay. Right. And you guys have a young offensive line. You have no.
One,
but I mean, it's like how many Pro Bowlers are on that line? How many All Pros are on that offensive line? One.
Jake Matthews.
So it's still pretty much a young offensive line, though, because you guys still have some guys that haven't reached their second contract yet and things like that. But what you guys do very well is run the ball.
Three of them have.
Three of them have. Okay, yeah. Metaphors in the building. What's good, Metaphor?
What's going on, Metaphor?
Metaphor,
go drown yourself.
This year, he said Commanders are winning a chip this year. That's what Metaphor said. Hey. Is in the building too. Hey,
go ahead and take this for week 5.
I don't know about that. Say it. I'm man. I really don't know about that much. I think maybe y'all second or third.
Hey, it's payback.
Said you're trying to get us off track, man. You're trying to get us off track. So the Atlanta Falcons is one team that could use D-Hop. Can you think of another team that could use the services of one DeAndre Hopkins?
Before, I may be laughing and joking, but realistically, we could use D-Hop.
I believe it. I see a number one spot
on one side.
Yeah.
You got Pitts when healthy is going to be, at tight end.
Yeah.
You got what's the other guy? They just signed another guy who's supposed to be a speedster who's going to play the slot. So you got another spot where you can put D-Hop.
How much money do you guys have available?
Man, again, if D-Hop want money, it's a lot of teams he ain't going to.
How much do you guys have available?
But I can tell you. I had a look. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I can tell you the Jets need a wide receiver.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Because they brought Green Bay wide receivers over, don't mean Jack Dizzle. They just went from Green Bay to Jets. They still the Green Bay wide receivers. They didn't do nothing in Green Bay. Just a year older.
Well, I know this. I know that the Jets ate up a lot of their cap space that they had.
Right.
Bringing over Brett Favre's wish list of wide receivers when they have a legit number one wide receiver that scares the crap out of everybody in Garrett Wilson. So I don't see the Jets as a fit for D-Hop. I think there'll be a couple of more things that D-Hop would have to face being with the Jets. Since we're in that division, do you think that Buffalo would be able to use the services of D-Hop? Seeing they have Stephon Diggs, they have Gage, and they have another wide receiver as well. But Stephon wasn't too happy, and D-Hop is definitely an alpha, and Stephon's an alpha. That would be one heck of a combination. I think the only combination that would be better than that would be down in Miami with the Cheetah and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. That would be a good fit. Man, that would make them boys even monster. But
that would definitely,
just like Atlanta, they ain't got no cap space.
So Buffalo's out. Okay, so it is down to two teams. It is the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots. Now, we definitely know the New England Patriots need a wide receiver for their quarterback in Matt Jones, right? They need a wide receiver. Right. But Tennessee, you said to me, you don't understand Tennessee.
They ain't got no cap space either.
But and this is why Atlanta as a dark horse would make a little sense to me, said, because you truly want your quarterback to have a legit number one wide receiver, and Drake London didn't have such a great rookie season. Pitts got hurt, and you want to see if Ritter is the true answer. So that's why I'm sort of intrigued by Atlanta as being one of those spots. Let's stick in your division for a little bit. New Orleans.
How about before we do that? How about I give you the ones with the maximum cap space?
Okay, go for it.
So we have an idea of what teams, if wanted to, could put a bid in for them. Number one still, the Chicago Bears, $32 million. You know he's not going back to Arizona, so he can just cross.
Oh, wait. So the Chicago Bears wanted to get D-Hop. They got $32 million in cap space right now.
$32 million.
So if you look at their wide receiver core, they added DJ Moore.
And
who else?
But they traded with Pittsburgh.
And they drafted one. That was last year. They drafted a wide receiver as well.
But see, that wasn't a full year. All I'm saying is that this is his second year. And they're having problems with him already. Just like Pittsburgh.
Well, then that would be even more of a reason to bring D-Hop in.
Yeah.
And then this gives you a true sense of who Justin Fields is and what he could do. Now you can't double DJ Moore. You wouldn't be able to double D-Hop. And the Bears do have a good running game to go along with that. So now you're just asking your tight end to step up just a bit. So Chicago is another viable place. What's next? Who's number two? Arizona, not going there.
We can skip over that one.
Number three.
Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers, their wide receiver core. How much?
$26 million.
Their wide receiver core. Frank Wright, rookie quarterback. I still don't see it because I think they don't win as many games as they did last year. I can't see it because D-Hop is going to come in and he's going to want the ball. And that may not be what Frank Wright is about right now. He may be trying to groom Bryce Young, right?
Yep.
He's trying to groom Bryce Young into taking command, and now you're going to have a number one wide receiver, a true number one wide receiver that can get open anytime he wants, demanding the ball. And that's going to be, pretty hard. So I don't see Carolina as a fit. No. Who you got next, Ed?
The Indianapolis Colts with $23 million.
Okay, so this team here, maybe the Chargers is what Bruce said. This team here is one that does have weapons. Now, a talented running game in the backfield with their running back. I can't think of his name right now. It's escaping me. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor. For the Colts, I'm sorry.
For the Colts, yeah, for the Colts. For the Colts, they have a talented running back in Jonathan Taylor. Their wide receiver group does need to step up. So I could see this happening. The defense is a year older. Their linebackers and corners have a couple more years of battle on them. Their starting quarterback situation doesn't appeal to me. And then you're going to bring in Anthony Richardson, who is as accurate as a crooked BB gun. I don't see that happening. What? What'd I say wrong?
He said crooked BB gun. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, crooked BB. That thing is not going to hit what you wanted to hit. It's going to be somewhere in the area. Man.
All right. And then you got who? The New York Jets, $23 million.
How do they still have $23 million? I'm telling you, this cap situation is not real. It only applies to certain teams. It only applies to certain teams because it doesn't apply to Kansas City because they can do whatever they want to do. They make numbers match and they automatically come out with cap money. What about Kansas City? Can you see them going to? Can you see him going to Kansas City?
If he gonna go on a veterans minimum, because they got like $500,000.
Well, okay, so him going to Kansas City would Juju Smith wasn't a number one.
He's gone.
Juju Smith, he's gone. They do have a lot of young wide receivers. They're very talented. Tight end is amazing, and Travis Kelce.
They say they love Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, but D Hop is something different, and then it allows you to do other things with Kadarius Toney as well. Yeah. Right, because D Hop draws a double team. Kadarius Toney kills you with his speed over the top. Maybe if he catches the ball, because he has 50-50 hands. And you're right, Bruce Ant would love D Hop in Dallas, but Dallas is not one of his destinations, and I'm not sure if they have the cap room as well. Seattle will get us there here in a minute. They got the cap space there. How much they got?
20 million.
No way they still got 20 million.
Let's do this right quick before we go too far. The Lions got 22.9 million, and the Cowboys got 20 million. Everybody else got less than 20 million. So if he wants a deal similar to Odell Beckham, he got what, 17 million?
Yeah.
Them the only ones you got.
Yeah, but I mean, come on now. Look, 17. Odell's deal is heavily incentive based as well, right? He has a ton of incentives and D Hop wasn't hurt. I mean, he was suspended last year, not hurt. So he came back and still had a solid year. It's just that they are really tanking. So I don't. Detroit intrigues me because that team is who you guys are going to see me pick here in a couple of weeks that I think will win that division. And I think that they will go deep into the playoffs after not being in the playoffs last year. Bruce says he would like to see him in Chicago as well. And I'm with you, Bruce. I like to see Justin Fields have all the weapons that he could at his disposal, and pretty much just like the Commanders. I want to see that offensive line get better and protect that guy.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Wait. Who is this? If you support Cowboys, if you support Cowboys, you love desperation.
Oh, you said no, you love depression.
Oh yeah, my bad. Okay. No glad. Oh yeah, you love depression. Listen, is that? I don't know who that is, but hey, thanks for the comment. We appreciate you for real. Don't forget to hit that like button.
Welcome, Albie. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Albie. Listen, I do know this. I know that that would make the Cowboys offense very dangerous. And I heard something. What's up, Hawk TV? Hawk TV's in the building. Okay, listen. For all y'all that's in the building right now, make sure y'all do us a favor, man. Lady A's birthday is this weekend. Well, Monday. She's celebrating her birthday this week. Don't forget, you see that Cash App down there. Hit her with $2. And don't forget to say happy birthday to her. So we're leaving that Cash App up. Hit her up. Show her just a little love here on her birthday weekend. Just $2 donation to Lady A. All right. So the Cowboys, Chicago, Detroit. Did we even get to the Chargers yet? Did we get to the Chargers?
Oh, where'd it go? I'm sorry. I was looking at Odell Beckham's deal.
Right.
We get to the Chargers. You know, they spread it out over 5 years.
He's not going to see the end of that contract.
No. They set up to where it's voided for the cap space. It says from 2023 to 2027, and it says a void for 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027. But they did it for the cap space. That's interesting. That's some
creative accounting.
Some cat Wookie right there.
That's some creative accounting right there. I'm telling y'all, the cap is not real. And for those of y'all that don't believe me, Odell Beckham Jr.'s contract just proved that the cap is not real. It ain't real. So yeah, man. Listen, I just
Zshajaz.
They have wide receivers. They got hit at the injury position at their wide receiver group last year.
They drafted a boy to TCU.
Yes, they did. And who looks just like a wide receiver that they have right now.
Right.
All
wheels, no route running.
Right. They have some young wide receivers on that group. The last 2 years they have invested in their wide receiver group. I don't see them bringing in Odell Beckham Jr. I'm sorry, I don't see them bringing in D Hop. I don't see the Chargers on it. They got $12 million. All right, let's look at I was going to say the Seattle Seahawks, but the Seattle Seahawks wide receiver group is ridiculous with Lockett, Metcalf, and then Smith and Jigma. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how D-Hop could get on the field with that group. So who are you taking off to put him on the field? Especially when you put Smith and Jigma. Well, we going 4 wide all day. 4 wide, keep you in the down package, and then we're going to run the ball on you.
There you go. They had an excellent run game.
They did have an excellent run game.
He got hurt. He had an excellent run game. He got hurt.
Yeah, just like the Jets. Had an excellent run game. All right, what about this? What about the New York Giants?
Oh, the Giants they have a cap space. They got like $3 million.
And they still trying to sign Saquon Barkley. Okay, so their wide receiver group.
They can move his cap money if he signs with his own team.
This is not the NBA. That's
They have because when I'm telling you, when Atlanta re-signed Julio, they front loaded his money and spaced out the cap. That's how when Julio was gone that last year, we were still paying it.
Yeah. Atlanta Falcons were still paying them. I got you. But the New York Giants wide receiver group, they went to the playoffs last year without. Did Lady A just text you?
Yeah, she said thanks.
Oh, she said thanks, guys. Oh, you guys must be hitting her up too, because it's not just us. I hope. Man, hey, hit that lady's cash app. Tell HR happy birthday. I'm pretty sure this will stop us from getting fined. Today. So hit that lady. Day. At least one day of no fines, right? Come on, do it for us. As
Vegas doesn't win again.
As long as Vegas doesn't win again.
If the Vegas go to Knights.
Oh, if they come back.
If they
double up. If they go long.
Fines will be coming out of everywhere.
Strong. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there go. Ant's alive, so we know that he's well. So Ant just hit us in our chat too. Listen, the New York Giants wide receiver group is not the most impressive one, but they still racked up a lot of wins last year with Saquon throwing to tight ends, a lot of bubble screens and things like that. They got beat up pretty bad. They did draft a wide receiver this year, but I don't see how you pay Saquon and D-Hop here. But for D-Hop to be in our division, let's keep him out of the NFC East. It's already going to be a tight division. Yep, Bruce, the NHL draft is next week. Absolutely right. And I think the Caps everybody's trying to figure that one out. And then we know that the Major League Baseball draft is going on next week. And LSU has a picture that could possibly be there for the Washington Nationals. That he actually pitched them into the College World Series. So outstanding pitcher from LSU.
Who's there playing right now? And where'd it go? And LSU is up 2-1.
Okay, cool. I don't think he's. I don't think he's pitching right now. I don't think he's pitching today.
Hey, for those who don't know, it's an all SEC final.
All SEC final. Well, tell us who you would like to see D-Hop wind up with in the chat. I think Bruce has already put that in there too. Now, there's another talented running back that's out there, and the running back position has been devalued really, really bad. And this young man, Dalvin Cook, is Dalvin, right? Mm-hmm. Dalvin Cook. I always get them their first names mixed up. One of the best running backs in the NFL. Me and Ant had such a great conversation about this young man, and he doesn't understand why Minnesota cut him, and it's pretty much is just they devalued the running back position in the NFL, and So productive running back Saquon Barkley, a very productive running back. After the year he came off for the New York Giants, is faced with the franchise tag. Well, Dalvin Cook, they cleared some space with him in Minnesota, and now he's looking for a home as well. I'm not sure if Saquon is willing to sit out a season, but someone has to take a stance for the running backs, and hopefully it's not Mr. Cook, who averaged 6-point-something yards per carry last year. A lot of long runs, not a lot of touchdowns because he wasn't their short yardage running back. But Dalvin Cook makes you hold your breath every time he touches the ball. Where do we see Mr. Cook winding up? Who could use another running back? Because this is a two-back league. It's not really a one-back league anymore, right?
Right.
I know one that Ant would be happy to hear, and that would be the Dallas Cowboys. So both of these players that we're talking about, and it's a good thing Ant's not here today, but the Dallas Cowboys with Cook, that does something different to their offense as well, because now you got Pollard and you got Cook, both who can take the ball from 0 to 100 in the drop of a dime. Right. Man, that's just scary thinking about that. But what about this? And you said the New York Giants don't have a lot of cap space, but Cook and Saquon being on the same team, how scary is that? Mm-hmm. Then you take some of the wear and tear off of Saquon, right?
Right.
That's pretty terrifying as well. I don't know, Sid.
And what about they keep coming up over and over again, but the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears. I mean, name a running back on the Chicago Bears that scare you right now. And I'm looking at the list.
Running back on the Chicago Bears.
The running back on the Chicago Bears, that's scary. I'm matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now.
Justin Fields.
There you go. That's the only running back. That's the only running back on that team that scares somebody.
He said, "How about Cook to Miami?" Well, to the Dolphins. That is his hometown, and I'm not sure what their cap situation looks like, but I do know this. You already can't double their wide receivers. So you're keeping them back. So he would have plenty of room to run in that offensive line. That keeps Tua upright for a lot of time too.
Right. They got $13 million.
So you paying him about what, $4 million? Hopkins, Cook to the Bears would be interesting. And that absolutely would be interesting, Bruce. If you put both of them on the Chicago Bears, and you said they had cap space, right?
Yeah, the Bears got $32 million in cap space.
Okay, so they have the cap space. That now for me, as soon as they do that, I have to beat Vegas to the punch with betting on the Bears to win the division. I have to beat Vegas to the punch on their over under on wins. No, I'm dead serious. Like on July 15th, we have our show, our NFL show, where we give you all of our picks. We tell you who's going to win what division. We're going to have Travis Thomas on. We're going to have Tom Variola on. We're going to have our guy, our horse guy that we just had on. He's going to be on. We're going to have a big show for you guys on July 15th. That's a Saturday. We're going to come to you guys at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central where we are. And we're going to go through the whole NFL. We're going to give you MVPs, division winners, playoff teams, Super Bowl teams. We're going to give it all to you like we did last year in one show. So you guys have your pens, your papers, and everything ready. And we're going to get it in. But I'm dead serious, Sid. If this happens, Bruce, I'm telling you, man, if this happens, if these two wind up with the Bears, I don't know what their over-under is now on wins, but I'm going over. I don't know what their chances to win a division is, but I'm betting that as well. I may put them into the Super Bowl or the NFC championship game.
Because in some ways, if they do, in some ways you have to think about their division. Their division could almost be up for grab, No, their division, Detroit is the clear-cut favorite to win that division. Good year, but they lost some people now.
Well, but
They
still,
They still
but
lost some people.
but look at what they did to replace those people.
Chemistry does make a difference.
But they lost Swift and replaced him with a rookie and
who fumbled. He fumbled quite a bit at Alabama as well. He put the ball in the car.
Well, of course, ball security is the way you get on the field as a running back. And Bruce keeps talking about the Texans making a wild card game. I don't see it, Bruce. Maybe I'll see it later, but you tell me what the price is on that one right there.
It really got a high number attached to it.
I can tell you, I bet you it do too.
What I'm saying is, look at the division: Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota.
Okay, let's do this.
Running back.
Minnesota. Okay, let's start with Green Bay. Green Bay loses Aaron Rodgers, a ton of wide receivers.
Right.
Jordan Love is actually going to get his shot.
Right.
I don't see them winning 7 games. I think they take a big step back. All right.
Okay.
And then Minnesota, we knew that they were fraudulent last year.
And then they got one of the key pieces from last year. He was a key cog last year.
Yeah, he was. And he's gone. And you signed his backup who, okay, you gave him a lot of short yardage touchdowns, but you still have one of the best wide receivers. Not number 1 or number 2 wide receivers in the game. And Kirk Cousins, who you decided that you're not going to give a lot of money to. You're not renewing a contract with him. So how is Kirk Cousins going to play in this final year in Minnesota?
And they drafted a wide receiver too, didn't they? Yes.
Yes, they drafted
the Biletnikoff winner.
Yeah, out of USC.
Addison.
Yes, Addison. What's up, Racer for Life?
Who's gonna race?
Yeah, so the number 2 fan of the building. Hey, listen, we're gonna have to do a fan draft here, right? Because I swear, man, listen, I got Bruce Glass as my number 1 fan, man. He's always here. He's always showing support. That's my number 1 fan right there, man. So Jay Jettis, they got Jay Jettis as well. And then we'll see where you are with that number 2 fan thing right there, Racer. But I appreciate it. You keep putting it in there. We'll keep talking about it, and we'll see what happens later.
Sure.
Okay, so Green Bay finishes 4th in that division.
Okay.
I think Minnesota will fight for a wild card position, but I don't really see 2 teams from this division going to the playoffs unless what Bruce says comes true. Because you still
say Minnesota fights.
I said Minnesota fights for a wild card spot. I don't think that they're winning 13 games like they did last year. No, I don't think that that's happening against it. I don't believe that. Now, I mean, if Cook and Hopkins winds up in Chicago, they are my favorites to win the division. Detroit finishes 2nd in the division. Minnesota's fighting for that wild card spot, but I don't see it because you still got the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, who I think both of them will get into the playoffs again. And then you go south, and you got me going. I think Atlanta does. No, give me New Orleans to win that division.
Now you're being a hater.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
Now you're being a hater, player.
No. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just saying it's a toss up.
Just disrespectful.
It's a toss up between.
We're not talking about our division right now. We're talking about the NFC North. We're not talking about the NFC
We're talking about no. We're going through the NFC East. I'm through the NFC.
We were talking about the NFC North. Who's gonna win the division?
And I'm trying to tell you why I don't. But I'm telling you why I don't see 3 teams coming out of that division. I only see 2 coming out of there. I only see. I think New Orleans.
Who do you see? You haven't said who.
I said I did. I said I think if you have Hopkins and Cook on the Bears, I got the Bears winning, and Detroit finishes 2nd in that division.
2nd to who?
2nd to the Green Bay. I'm sorry. 2nd to Chicago. They finished number 2 in the division. That's 2 teams from that division going in. I think Detroit makes the playoffs this year. And then I went, so that's 2 out of 7 teams, right? And then I think the Cowboys make the playoffs, and I think the Philadelphia Eagles make the playoffs, right? And then I went south, right? I went south. I got one team coming out of the South. I don't have two teams coming out of the South, right? So I think the Saints will win, that it'll be a fight till week 17, 18 between them and the Falcons. Y'all got to learn how to win. Same thing with the Saints. Same thing with the Saints. Same. All right. All right. So let's go out west, and you got Seattle. I think they win that again. And
you think they can win it over San Francisco
and San Fran? That's 7 teams. I don't see. So what do you see? 3 teams.
I'm saying I'm gonna put this out here now. Don't be surprised if they put Stetson Bennett in the quarterback and they start winning. Don't ask me why. Look, the dude. I'm telling you,
he's a winner. He's a winner. You can't take it away from him.
It's weird, dude. I'm just telling you, it's weird.
Hey, I see what you did right there, Bruce. That's a big if. You're right. That's a big if. But that's 7 teams right there. So how do you see 3 teams coming out of the North? I don't see it.
I didn't say 3 teams coming out of the North. I just think that if those 2 enter Chicago, that Chicago win the division.
So you agree with me that if they wind up out Chicago,
Minnesota lost a key card. Because even when I went back and looked at the statistics from last year, in the 2 games they beat Chicago, it was less than a touchdown, and Chicago had no offensive wide receivers.
Right.
So them losing Cook, they got another wide receiver, but Cook was in that game. I think Cook had 100-yard rushing. I had to go back to it. In one of those games, he had 100-yard rushing.
Let me ask you this question, Sid. Okay, and this is for this right here. 49ers win a division, right? And then Bruce said, I'm a 49er hater. He said, watch your mouth, number 1 fan. All right. Do you guys think that the 49ers could miss the playoffs due to quarterback play?
Yep.
Now, everyone says the quarterback play is the most important thing, right?
Yep. If that young man who tore his elbow is not on the center when they start on game 1, then it's a chance they miss the playoffs. Because I'm telling you, we can say we won't, but that boy was playing that offense like a well-oiled machine till he hurt his elbow.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, sir. I got to make a public service announcement. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to First String Podcast. Give us that good thumbs up. Hit the bell to enable alerts for new content just like this. Most important part is that you guys tell a friend to tell a friend about First String Podcast. Also, you notice that there are only 2 of us here. Ant's on assignment. Lady A is out celebrating her birthday, which is on Monday. So you see that little box down there, right there. That's Lady A's Cash App. Hit her with a $2 donation because she is a twin. Her birthday's Monday. So
she can split it with the other one. We don't know which one's which.
Right. And we don't know which one we will have on Tuesday, but we're supposed to have one of them, is what I was told, for at least 2 minutes. Cool. Right. Cool. All right. So that's crazy. You guys got us giving up our stuff for the 15th already, but we'll do it again and we'll make it more interesting anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Say it. That is absolutely where these guys end up, and if they end up playing together, it's definitely going to change the odds for whatever team gets both of them. True. If that happens, if they get both of them, if Chicago gets both of them, like I said, I am racing. I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm a Cancer. No, I'm not. No, I'm not a Cancer. I'm not a Cancer. All right. I'm racing to the finish line. Oh! I know what you're talking about. Trey Lance. I understand you guys have Trey Lance, but Purdy must go for me. Okay, so I understand you guys have Trey Lance, and he should be healthy, and hopefully he finds his groove. Kyle Shanahan makes it very easy for the quarterback. Get the ball out of your hands, get it into the hands of the playmakers. But I mean, Purdy did that. Jack Purdy did that. He got the ball out of his hands, got it into the ones of the playmakers, and his turnover numbers were low. You know what I mean? And him getting hurt is what gave Philly such a easy win in that championship game. Lady A's birthday is Monday. I'm pretty sure I said that like 1,000 times already. So I could see the 49ers taking a step back if the quarterback play is not the way that it was last year. If the yeah, I agree with you saying that you guys wasted that defensive effort last year, but you guys also did make that and I'm talking about the 49ers. Yeah, if that's Monday's date, then you're correct. Say it. You frozen?
Yep.
Okay. No, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm about to get fined right now.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So that for those reasons, I could see the 49ers taking a step back, but the defense got stronger. You added another edge rusher, a legit edge rusher on the other side of Joey Bosa, who again will be. I'm a pause right there. I'm a pause right there because I almost gave y'all something for July 15th. Yes, absolutely, and that's why I said I'm about to get fined. Okay, say it. Let's switch it up.
for sure.
All right. So the NBA draft was Thursday. We were giving y'all Nick Bosa, not Joey. Okay, I know the Bosa brother. You're absolutely right. The NBA draft was Thursday. Were there any surprises for you? Because I was surprised that the Wizards drafted Walker and then traded him out and picked up Victor Wembanyama's teammate, Kabbalah. I heard a little bit about Kabbalah. I heard his game is going to develop. He still needs some time. He's not polished, as none of these guys are. But the deal is to develop them into something where they could start to build that centerpiece or build around a player. And my question to you, Said, is this: when Luka got drafted, it was pretty, far down the road, first round draft pick, of course, but immediately everyone saw his talent. I mean, I saw it close up. I was like, oh, this dude is special. But he wasn't like number one overall and things like that. But now we're talking about. We're talking about these guys, being out of the league in 3 years, and for some unknown reason, the Wizards are talking about patience in developing players, which I'm totally surprised with. They're playing the long game here. That was surprising to me. That was my big surprise from the NBA draft, is that the Wizards, we already know that they're tearing it down as a whole full rebuild. We get that part. But the way that they're going about this is we are not looking at their floor. We're looking at their ceiling and what they can be, and they're investing in these guys. So what surprised you about the NBA draft as far as, the Hawks go or any other team?
Well, I mean, I don't get to follow a lot of the college players.
Yeah, they do.
What I did find surprising was the two guys that Atlanta drafted. Two guards.
Yeah.
That gives us about 5. Which means somebody's
on the move. Somebody's on the move.
Right. And then they picked up this guy. He was undrafted last year.
So he was a G Leaguer?
They call him Mo Gaye. Mo Gaye. His last school he went to is Pittsburgh. But he's 6'9", 7'3" wingspan, big time shot blocker. He has the I seen some tape. I actually watched tape on him because he was interesting to me when I tried to figure who he was. He has an interesting array. I say again, array of moves in the low box. So I found that very interesting. I didn't know too much about this guy except the fact that he went undrafted last year.
He said 7 guards in ATL. Y'all got 7 guards.
See?
Somebody's on the move.
Somebody leave.
Somebody's definitely on the move. So the thing that surprised me also was Atlanta. I'm sorry, not Atlanta. Portland taking Scoot, and pretty much, he's a shooter. Damian Lillard, I believe, will be on the move, leaving Portland, and he Dame pretty much told him, I'm not about no rebuild, and don't test my loyalty, is what I got from that, is don't test my loyalty. And they tested him. And the NBA is a players league. It's not like the NFL. It is truly a players league. So I think that once a lot of people start moving and shaking in this in free agency, and everybody start making moves besides the Washington Wizards, that there will be some more surprises and breaking news and Woj bombs. Okay. All right. I just asked her something. Okay. Dame time to a contender. Absolutely. But we know Dame Time's not going to Atlanta because they don't need another guard. They need more power forwards and centers. And
we do need another shooter. We need a shooter.
So does the Miami Heat.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a legitimate shooter. These guys that we have right now disappear in the playoffs, and then it all becomes the one-man show of Ice Trae. And we all seen there are some games he just ain't there.
It's the thinning hair.
But that's just since he's been drafted player. That didn't just start. But they got it. I mean, I said this during the draft. We need a shooter. I know we couldn't get Scoop, but I'm just saying, the numbers are astounding. Even Grady, I'm not gonna say his last name.
Grady Dick.
Grady is a shooter.
Grady's a shooter. He's shooting up the club.
We need a shooter. Or we need a big man. We didn't
get
a big man.
Look at that right there.
And we
Hey,
we didn't get a big man. Well, they signed one, but he was a free agent. They're gonna try to probably use him as the big man because we're gonna lose Capella. But
yeah. Hold on, say it. I gotta ask you a question. How is she texting when she's supposed to be partying?
Oh, she might be watching the show.
I'm trying to figure.
That's Facebook. I mean, YouTube.
No, hey, listen.
That's YouTube.
I know what it is, but if you better get out of here, HR. Stop snitching before we say Grady Dick like 1,000 times.
Hey, it'll make us have to cut your funding.
Yeah, hey, HR, you better get back to enjoying yourself. I'll start talking about the Vegas, the Vegas Golden Knights. Get back on the assignment, HR. You better get out of here. Yeah. Oh boy, HR snooping. All right.
But that's what I saw out of Atlanta. Well, in reality, interesting. Shout out. I will say this. Shout out to Lady E. Lady E says she bought some season tickets. Shout out to Lady E. Yep. She a whole season ticket holder. What she put on Twitter the other day. Congratulations, Lady E.
Shouts out to Lady E, man.
I ain't mad at her.
Listen, I can't get mad at the fans of other teams. I'm gonna tell you guys, listen. I'm always looking to bring other fans on other teams on because it gives us their perspective of how they see their teams and how they feel about their teams and things like that. Plus, I love the interaction when they drop into our chats and things like that, and everything is respectful because we're not doing that disrespect over here, except for maybe the Cowboy fans. But that's because we have them in our family. Yeah, that's because they're in our family. You can't get rid of them. Like my brother is a Cowboy fan. I don't get it. My sister's a Cowboy fan. I don't talk to her during the football season. So it's different. You know what I mean? It's different. It's family. All right. Remember, HR is never off duty. Company parties everyone still has to be in their best. They can't. Okay. One of my favorite movies. I can't lie. Is Office Christmas Party. What is it? You know what I'm talking about? Is that it? That's the name of it. Say it.
You say favorite movie?
Yeah, Office Party.
Where
I
know which one. I know the movie you're talking about though.
Jennifer Aniston's in the movie, and then the HR lady has a turtleneck all the way up to here.
Yeah, I know the movie you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, and she's awkward. Yeah, that's not Lady A. That's not Lady A at all. So yeah. Give us your guys' surprises in the chat from the NBA draft. Oh. Mariah Miller's got tatted on her face. Well, that was dumb.
He was being facetious.
That's dumb. Okay. Give us your guys' surprises. Office Christmas Party. Oh, I went right into that one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I did. I went right in it. You got me. That's usually what Lucky does. But you got me right there, Derek. I'm gonna have to get you. Office Christmas Party. I knew Bruce would, so I was correct. It is Office Christmas Party. I love it. Especially when they set up the Game of Thrones thing. Like, ugh. Okay. You guys' biggest surprises from draft day, and then I think we have one more bit of.
Oh, I got one more.
Okay, go.
They got drafted 3 and 4.
3 and 4. The Thompson twins, pretty decent. Their father, maybe like Todd Marinovich's dad, where he knew that these kids were going to the NBA and he invested in those kids. So I want to see if his inner ball comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The father of the ball brothers. I want to see if that steps out, or if he just lets his kids do what they do and play ball and not make it about him.
There was one more. I'm sorry, I can't think of his name, but the one with the sister sitting right next to him. People were talking about his sister more than they were talking about him. It was running across Twitter. I'm so sorry. I should have wrote it down, but they kept talking about who is this. They kept talking about his sister.
Oh, you talking about the sister that was beautiful?
Yeah, the one that had the red lipstick on.
Yeah, whoa. Whoa. Hey.
I can't remember what number he was. I'm so sorry. It slips my mind now. I'm sorry. I'm not sure it was.
Okay. Oh, so she got out of the chat like I told her to, and she got into the chat. And you saw it come across like she did tattoo his name on her face. Okay. So all right, Ray, so we back good. Cam dropping.
It was the number 1 pick, sister.
Yeah, Cam dropping to 20 was a big surprise, and that's because his medical. Something about his medical wasn't right. I don't know what it is, but yeah. I don't know what about his medical wasn't right, but then it sort of scared everybody off. And then so Houston takes the flyer on Cam, which is crazy because Cam is one of the ballers in this draft. A Villanova kid for one, and these Villanova kids, they seem to get better because they play defense. And when they go to the league, then they find their offense and they work on their shooting, and they just, I mean, look at what it is, man. Villanova kids, they do what they do, even though when they get to the league, they get better. So Cam dropping to 20, absolutely, Bruce. What is this metaphor? I got you. All right, and then here's my last thing. So why did the Wizards take him? So I don't know.
It was number 1.
Yeah,
it was number 1.
No. He's talking about Cam Whitmore. Whitmore. Why didn't the Wizards take him? Because the Wizards really did want Kabbalah, Victor Wembanyama's point guard. They really did want him. They talked to a lot of people about him. They just kept it very, very. They did a great job of keeping it quiet, and that's who they took. So there's been a scheduled league meeting for the NFL to vote on the Harris Rails group on July 20th. This would take place before the Commanders report on July 26th or 27th for their training camp, which is absolutely a good thing right here. They need 24 of 32 votes. Said my question to you and to everyone in the chat right now is, how many votes do they get to ratify this sale? Do they get 24? Do they get all 31? Because you can't get 32 votes because one team is being voted on. And do they get all 31 votes, or do they just get over? Like, what number of votes? How many votes do you guys think that the Harris Rail groups get for on July 20th for the sale of the Commanders from Dan Snyder to Josh Harris, Mitchell Rails, Magic Johnson? Say it. What's your number?
First of all, this sale is taking too freaking long. It should have been done already. Let me say that first.
Yeah. Okay.
Them making him move banks. Y'all know this man got the money. Anyway,
right.
You already did the pre-certification. But yeah, I think it's gonna be high. 27, 28, 29, 30. You just want whichever one of the close friends of the old owner are the ones that are not gonna vote.
Hey. Yep.
I see your metaphor.
Yeah, I see your metaphor. Most people want Dan gone, apparently, and so you just said the people that are friends of Dan, they started to turn on him, especially once that little article came out saying that, I got dirt on all of them. I'm putting cases on each and every one of you. Y'all ain't got nothing on me. Once that started flying, his biggest supporter, which is the owner for the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, he told him, "Hey, bro, it's time to sell. It's time to get up out of here because we you don't want that. You don't want these problems. You ain't about that life. You a broke billionaire trying to be with us. We got real money over here. We'll drag you, and we keep giving you money too. So don't make us cash that check on you. You know what I mean? So I do believe that it'll be at least 28. Bruce says 29 or more. Metaphor, you didn't tell us how many votes you think it would be. And then after the vote on the 20th, do you think they announce Hard Knocks to the Commanders? Because a lot of people are starting to come around to what I'm saying. There are too many great storylines. The most important storyline would be the fans coming back. Because don't forget, the NFL is really about us as fans. Metaphor said unanimous. He said unanimous. Unanimous, huh? Okay. So I think that's the most important storyline there. And then you have a coaching staff that has to battle for their jobs. The front office people have to battle for their jobs. And Bruce said, unfortunately, yes, we do get Hard Knocks. You have the defensive ends, both of those guys. Jack Del Rio, don't want Hard Knocks. I got you. The new offensive coordinator and Eric Bieniemy, and people get to look at him, which ironically could sort of work against us. And this is what I mean. Stay with me. Say it here. Is if Eric comes in and he does what he does, and he's communicating greatly with his guys, but he's demanding the best from them, and he's not settling, all of those people that said that Eric doesn't interview well, then they get a chance to see him work. So if Ron Rivera doesn't get this team off to a good start and they fire him and they don't name Eric the interim or give him that job right away, now he gets to go out and interview, or other teams get to request interviews from him because coaches will get fired as well. Other coaches will get fired.
Yep.
And now they've seen what he can do. They've seen how he is. And it could ultimately lead to other teams not just doing that sham interview with Eric Bieniemy, but then offering him that job as a head coach. So that could absolutely backfire on the Commanders, as far as them being on Hard Knocks, and that just hit me like that, like a ton of bricks. So I don't know. That's what we have for you guys today. As always, we appreciate y'all jumping in with us. Tuesday show, we're going to have an NFL reporter on. I'm working, and you guys will find out probably around Sunday who we're going to have on to break down the NFL, the NBA draft. We're going to have an NBA reporter on with us on Tuesday to break down everything that's went on in the NBA draft. We'll talk a little whiz. We'll talk a little free agency. Also, not to go unmentioned, we will talk about that Chris Paul trade, which landed us Jordan Poole. We'll get into that and talk about all the moves that the Wiz made as well. We'll talk some more Commanders as always. You know how we always do. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you very much, Metaphor. Say it. It's an OG classic today, right?
For sure.
It's an OG classic today. So listen, don't forget to wish Lady A happy birthday. You guys know her her Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. So hit her there on Monday and tell her happy birthday. Hit her Cash App up, which is right there. Hit her with a $2 Cash App. We would appreciate y'all showing her a lot of love. So for Ant, for Lady A, for Sid, as well as myself, shouts out to my son, United States Air Force, First String Podcast, second to none. Come get some. Tell them, Sid.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Ready for your beats? My first song is the person.